Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Paducah, Kentucky for tonight's Ohio Valley League action between the Full Count Rhythm and the Paducah Chiefs. And we're only on YouTube and Facebook because of the generosity of the public address announcer here, Dan Wooten, I believe. I believe it's Dan, not Dave. All I was concerned about was my boneheaded self forgot the charging cord for my laptop. It's Dave Roten, the PA announcer. He was not here for the game when our first outing of the year that went 2 innings before we got rained out. But he said after I'd put all my equipment up and taken it down, we were going to try to go Facebook Live on my iPad. And Dave Roten ended up coming to the rescue. Hopefully we are charged up and will be charged up before his computer needs a little juice. And I can give it up for a little bit, but big shout out to Dave Roten, the PA man here for the Paducah Chiefs, and he does a fantastic job. And appreciate his help when I needed it for sure. This is Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We are away at Paducah, Full Count with a 6-2 record, hanging on to a slim half-game lead over the Hoptown Hoppers, who come in at 7-3. They are at home tonight against the Madisonville Miners. Paducah's in third place, 6-3 record. The Flash with the 5-5 record after the victory last night at DC3 in Hendersonville. They won 7-4 against the Rhythm. And in fifth place, the Fulton Railroaders, 2-7. They're followed by Madisonville Miners at 2-8. Rhythm back home tomorrow and Saturday. We'll play Paducah back on Saturday night. I believe we got the Hoppers tomorrow. Let me check that real quick. That is correct, before an off day on Sunday, which is not Father's Day, I found out yesterday. But umpires have come out, so let's get you the start of the game. The starting lineups brought to you by our title sponsor, Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll be right back.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
That is Todd Hundley, the owner of Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, one of the most generous people you'll ever meet. If he had a power cord for my laptop, he would have gladly given it up for sure. Love Todd Hundley and love Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Starting lineups, first for the visitors, the Full Count Rhythm, coached by Josh Carmen in his 5th year at the helm. He's the 6th-year general manager. He's assisted by pitching coach Jimmy Gamboa, Nick Krupp, sometimes Ryan Sweeney, and Jonas Smithson, who is on mission down in Nicaragua as they are finishing up their week on short-term missions. I think they went to Las Mesas maybe today or yesterday. Starting at center field and leading off is Rylan Moses. Hudson Separulo is a DH. He's going to bat second. Gabe Jenkins out in right field, batting third. Tate Dickinson in left field is the cleanup man. Shortstop, batting fifth, Ryder Blanchard. Edward McLeod will bat sixth and play first base. Barrett Brown behind the plate, batting seventh. Cam Suggs out at third base, hits eighth. The 9-hole hitter is the second baseman, Joel Chandler. And on the mound for the Rhythm, left-hander Caleb Pika for his second start. For the Chiefs, coached by Scott Tucker in his first year, pitching coach Kent Wallace, assistant coaches Scott Matlock and Jay Smith. Landon Gilbert would lead off and play short. Fred Haas is the DH, hitting second. Three-hole hitter Trey Dooley out in right field. Andrew Dixon in cleanup spot playing left field. Jace England at first base, batting fifth. Carson Reed behind the plate. He'll hit sixth. Maddox Cope will bat seventh and play second base. Austin Spears is at third base batting eighth, and Javon Andrews batting ninth playing center field. Avery Starks is the pitcher, a right-hander. He is out of Murray, Kentucky. It is national anthem time. Of course, we will have to go offline here during the national anthem, so we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
And a live rendition of the national anthem here in Paducah. Dave Roten might say play ball at some point in time. I know Chris Freeman, public address announcer for the Full Count Rhythm this year, would definitely be loud and proud with his play ball. Caleb Pica on the mound for Full Count for his second appearance. Didn't think he was going to get a second one, but he is raring and ready to go. 6'7", 195-pound redshirt rising senior, and he is in the transfer portal after 2 years at Lipscomb University. It's 2 years at Vol State. Got a first pitch going on out here. Couple of youngins. Of course, we had a bunch of youngins at the game last night at home. It was kids camp. All right, he's getting ready and just able to make the catch is Carson Reed. Oh, we got multiple tossers. Was he a lefty? He's got a stance of a lefty. There he is. And Reed snags that one. Third day of kids camp today at Veterans Park. And it was a warm one, anticipating a little bit cooler temperatures tomorrow in Hendersonville. There you go. That youngest one got a toss. Oh, we got another one being held in Dad's arms. He's going to fire away. Oh, there it is. No build up to that one. Number 4, he was ready to go. You got 4 kids at home. You probably know that. 4 said, okay, let's get to the nachos. Caleb Pica, the son of John and April Pica, big brother. Well, I should say that the older brother, I just found out the other day, to Jordan and Reagan. He's not the big brother anymore to Jordan. Jordan is 6'9". Dad, John, 6'10". Caleb Pica is a puny little 6'7". Reagan, I think, is taller than April. Caleb says that Reagan comes up to his shoulders. I had my grandson Reese Snapka got a picture down in the Dude, the venue for Mississippi State baseball during the regional tournament, and Reese is up a little bit higher in the stands. He still comes up to about Peak's belly. He's got grandparents in Illinois. Papa and Grandma are in Fairbury, Illinois. Papa and Grandma in Pasodum, Illinois. They might be listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network. They've listened to me for a couple of years over there at Volunteer State, and got to meet him. I believe was at Kentucky Wesleyan when we had a fall league game. I believe both sets of grandparents were there. If you are, send me an email or a post on Facebook or a chat on YouTube, any old way you want to, as we are about set the incoming freshman to an undecided college. Avery Starks, 5'10", 165 pounds. He's a right-hander. His first appearance against the Rhythm. Rhythm played Paducah at Drakes Creek back on June 4th, a week ago today, as a 2-1 victory for Full Count. And that final winning run was a walk-off sac fly by Charlie Bozeman. That made a winner out of Luke Vierkamp and a loser out of Nathan Bodenberg. These two teams started the season back on, what date was that? May the 29th, Friday night up here, and the rains came and wouldn't allow the game to continue past the second inning. Paducah Chiefs were leading 4-0. There was 4 unearned runs off of Joey Greenstreet. We will pick that back up. Maybe the next time that we are in Paducah is Rylan Moses will step to the plate. Rylan had the first hit of the season in that game, but it's going to turn out to be not the first game of the season. And the first pitch comes in there at 6:33 for ball 1, and we are underway. Ground and off the bag. Moses did what he did in that first game in the first inning. I believe it was the first or second pitch. He hit one right back through the middle and picks up a leadoff single here. Game time temperature is 90 degrees. Feels like temperature of 101 here in Paducah, Kentucky. McCracken County. As Hudson Separulo steps to the plate. Pitch is inside to Separulo. At kids camp, I've been hearing him called mainly Sep, which is what I'd call him. Takes another pitch high for ball 2. Home plate umpire Robert Ellengood. Brad Polk down at first. Eric Dunsford is in the middle. That ball's hit high out to right field. Back goes Trey Dooley. He's still backpedaling. He's going to have room right on the warning track. Moses thought about tagging. This is a big ballpark here at Brooks Stadium, Doc Heidig Field. 335 down the lines, 370, I think, in the alleys, and 400 to dead center. Let me check my text I got from Aiden DeFrance, the Paducah Chiefs broadcaster. He gave me the dimensions. As Gabe Jenkins takes ball 1. Well, he doesn't give me the alleys. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Says 415. He says 400 to left center, actually. 415 to the flagpole. I can't believe it's that big, but you don't see a lot of balls go out of here. Nice stop by Reed on a breaking pitch in the dirt. I think I measured it one time with Google Earth. And the measurements I got 400 to center, 370 to left center field, and 380 to right center field. Pitch is popped up out in the right center field. Again, Trey Dooley's going back at center fielder Javon Andrews. And moving up 90 feet is Moses with the productive out. A fly out to center field by Jenkins. Nate Dickinson steps to the plate. Two outs, a runner at second. He swings at the first pitch. This is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy for Andrews. Back pedals and turns around and makes the catch for the last out of the top of the first. 3 flyouts after the single off the base by Rylan Moses. He came in leading the team in hitting at 429 as he picked up his 10th hit to tie Joel Chandler with the team lead in that category. We'll head to a break, see if we can get some ice cream from Brewster's.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm.
Hey, that's enough commercials. My wife uses a little mouse to tool around on this thing, and I got fat fingers. Brewster's ice cream would taste pretty good right now for sure. Went there the other day with 2 grandsons. My youngest daughter, she didn't want to be left out. Caleb Pica on the mound. Second appearance for the Full Count Rhythm. Appeared back on June 2nd at home. Faced the Hoppers. Full Count won that game 10-2. Caleb Pica went 6 innings, had about 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. 5 walks, but 11 strikeouts in that game. Jack Smith, Trent Miller, and Jackson Grant came in for the final 3 innings and shut down the Hoppers. Only gave up 1 hit, no runs. There were 4 strikeouts, no walks as the relief corps got it done. First pitch from Pica's over the head of Landon Gilbert for ball 1. Jay and Tina Myers have checked in. They're watching probably from White House. Might have their grandson with them. Little Hudson from Bartlett, but if you ask him, he's from Memphis. That is fisted over to Cam Suggs. He comes in and tries to make the catch, but pops right out of his glove. You assume that will be an error on Suggs, and he's going to get to a point where he doesn't like playing here. Have to pull up Game Changer and make sure. I don't know how it could be anything else, and it's not. Brett Haas steps to the plate. He got handcuffed with that one a little bit, Cam did, but he might have taken his eyes off of that one. So runner at first. Pica from the stretch, pitching to one of the better hitters for the Chiefs, and he's a multi-year player. At least 2 for Brett Haas. Northeast Mississippi Community College. He's from right here in Paducah. Throw over. Edward McLeod, the first baseman, wearing the sunshades, sunglasses. If you're just joining me, we almost didn't have broadcast at all, and then we were going to do a Facebook Live from my iPad because I forgot my charging cord for my computer, which is the Second time coming to Paducah that I've done that. Foul back. And it always comes after a home game where all I've got to do is put my computer and my charging cord in my backpack. But as I tell people, don't ever get out of bed without a good excuse. And so my excuse is my wife throws me off. She's there. She wants to help. She's unplugging stuff, so I'm doing other things. There's a ground ball to short. Could be two. Slow roller, probably not. A low flip from Blanchard to Chandler on a slow ground ball, and that will retire Gilbert for out number one. Haas grounds into the fielder's choice. So in all the, and then I'm starving, so I'm working on my Al's wood-fired pizza up in the press box. I had already wrapped up my cord. I just didn't put it in my backpack. Ball high to Trey Dooley. So I know you needed to know all that, so there you go. Pika's delivered two high to Trey Dooley. Sophomore from Rice University down in Houston, Texas. He's from Camden, Tennessee. Pika delivers high again. Barrett Brown is behind the plate as he was for Pika's other start. A 4-pitch walk to Dooley. Puts runners at first and second. Andrew Dixon, the left fielder, steps in. He's a left-handed hitter. Dixon attends Wabash Valley College. He's from Lexington, Kentucky, 6'3", 195-pound outfielder playing left field here today. Glenda Hudson checking in. Pitch missed somewhere, maybe outside. Fouled off to the left side. AAA Autoglass foul ball. Oh, got a car right there. And here at Brooks Stadium, there are plenty of vehicles around the ballpark for sure. Where you'd park to not be in the AAA Autoglass zone. It's a little bit of a late call right there by Mr. Ellen Good. It goes full counts away, and count now 1-2 strikes. Rhythm looking possibly for another ground ball to a middle infielder. Or to Cam Suggs at third. That's not going to be needed because that is a Corson fire and security strikeout backwards. Okay, in the books. First strikeout of the ball game for Caleb Pika. That's P-I-C-A. He has been contacted by several schools, and he is making his decisions, talking to his parents, talking to various people that he trusts. So Jace England, another left-handed batter, stands in, looks at a called strike. Pika getting ahead to the first baseman for the Paducah Chiefs. Dyersburg State, he's headed to. Incoming freshman there. He's from, on the roster it said Clarksville, but found out last time Decaturville, Tennessee. Swinging a foul tip. That's in and out of Barrett Brown's glove. The count moves to 0-2. Out in left field, Tate Dickinson, one of the newer players, LSU Eunice. Big start yesterday. Had a 2-run double in the first inning. Rylan Moses in center, Gabe Jenkins in right. Cam Suggs over there at third base. And LSU Eunice teammate for Tate Dickinson, Ryder Blanchard, is at shortstop. Joel Chandler at second. Edward McLeod is at first base. And that is a base hit that gets into the 5.5 hole. Charging is Dickinson, but he won't have a play. That is a softly hit single into left field. But to put the Chiefs up by a run, that is an unearned run due to the error that allowed Gilbert to reach. But it's an RBI single, and it's a run on the board nonetheless as Brett Haas comes in to score. Dooley down to second base. First hit of the game produces the first run of the game for the Paducah Chiefs. Carson Reed, the 6-hole hitter, stands in. None of the batted balls have been hit hard until that one. That splits the gap. That will score at least one and maybe two. No, that will end up being a one-run double by Carson Reed. And the Chiefs lead 2-0. Back-to-back hits by the Chiefs. Runners now at second and third. Dooley comes in to score. All this happening with 2 outs. And the rhythm should have been out of the inning. Maddox Cope, the second baseman, steps to the plate. I believe he played shortstop the other day. That's a foul ball this way, right into your living room. Oh, Shawnee Community College from Benton, Kentucky. 5'9", 175-pound freshman. I think you're trying to get out of it. Overhand breaking pitch misses high. Get my game changer up. See if that's working. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Foul tipped it into the mitt, says home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. Deuces are wild here at Brooks Stadium in Paducah. A historic stadium here. Upper foul as Cope gets a piece of it. So an error allowed Gilbert to reach, then a fielder's choice. Put Haas on first, a walk to Dooley. Andrew Dixon struck out, and there was 2 outs and 2 on, but Jace England's softly hit liner into left field scored Haas. Then a double into right center field. Produced a second one, and that's off the glove of Pika, which actually saved a run as that was headed into center field. But it's going to be an RBI single for Maddox Cope. Knocked it down, kept it in the infield. So an infield single scores Jace England. Now the 8 runs are unearned. Caleb Pico trying to get out of the inning. Edward McLeod going to go over and have a conversation now with Caleb Pica with the count 2-1, just to try to settle him down. Pica just picked up his uniform, and number 22 jersey doesn't fit him. Does not come down far enough to stay tucked into those pants. Pica might be the tallest player that's ever put on a Rhythm uniform. Maybe Hayden Frank. Swing and a miss. I believe that's his name. I think he was from Riceville, Tennessee. Now pitching in the minor leagues. Have to use him as a alumni spotlight one night. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And of course, in fire and security, strikeout ends the inning, but 8 come to the plate for the Chiefs. 2 strikeouts in the innings. They scored 3 runs unearned on 3 hits, 1 error. Similar field to the first 2-inning game that we played here. 2 runners left on base, and we are through 1 inning, and Paducah leads 3-0. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Busy day last night, 435 people at the park to watch Full Count take on the Henderson Flash. Did not go the Rhythm way last night. Ryder Blanchard, Edward McLeod, Barrett Brown to face Avery Starks. Find themselves down 3-0. Glad to have you tuning in tonight. Hopefully you're inside air conditioning, as I am. Thankfully, I am not sitting outside. Blanchard playing in his second game. Takes a slow breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Went 2 for 3 in last night's game. Had a couple of singles. Scored a run. Also walked and was hit by a pitch. LSU Eunice Bengal. 5'10", 180 pounds. He's a rising redshirt freshman. Did not play this year. From Chalmette, Louisiana. Holy Cross High School. Son of Robert and Tiffany Blanchard. He's a finance major. I told him you make more money if you call it a finance major instead of finance. At least that's what Wilson Reese, my son, says. Right in there for a called strike as Blanchard thought he had drawn the walk, but instead he's going to face a Full Count Ministries full count. Mamaw and Pawpaw and Mamaw all in Chalmette outside of Nolans. Tapper foul at the plate. Full count first pitch foul ball. Happens 53% of the time. Vicky Maloney, she's checked in on Facebook. Super fan. Want to shut down the loss streak. Don't want to start a streak. Only have 2 losses. That is ball 4. The on-base machine reaches first. Blanchard down at first base for Edward McLeod. Edward's a Sanford Bulldog, 6'3", 230 pounds. Also a rising redshirt freshman. He takes a pitch outside. From Mobile, Alabama. He's a business major. Ed and Katie McLeod, his parents. He's the brother of Harris. Grandson of B and Cookie in Mobile, and Papa and Mimi in Baton Rouge. She swings and misses. Number foul. Can Nick Krupp make the play? He does down at first base coach. Trevecca Nazarene University. I'm not sure what they call him, what his title is, but he's a do it everything man. That's what I've heard that he does at Trevecca, and that's what he's doing here for Full Count Rhythm. Pitching coach Jimmy Gamboa is down at third base as McLeod goes down swinging on a high inside pitch for out number 1. First strikeout for Avery Starks. That'll bring up Barrett Brown. Switch hitting catcher, batting left-handed. Barrett playing in his 5th game of the year. 6 foot, 185 pound. Just recently graduated from White House High School. Started to go. Takes a strike on the outside corner. He's headed to Bellarmine. That's in Louisville, Kentucky. Criminal justice is what he wants to study. Again, starts to go, but the pitch is up a little bit. Son of Brian and Ashley Brown. Older brother Zane, younger sister Maura. Grandy and Nan, grandparents living in Madisonville, Kentucky. Their regular throw over to first as Blanchard started to go, but able to get under the tag of Jace England. Blanchard was caught stealing in his lone attempt last night. Does not go here. That is fisted, and it's going to be a pop-up to the second baseman. He had to backpedal. Maddox Cope did, and as that got off the handle. But he makes the grab. His throw to first is not in time. So a soft line out for Brown as he's the second out of the second. Thought it might get over Cope's head, but it does not as Cam Suggs comes to the plate. Suggs leads the club in RBIs. He's got 8. Hitting .333, playing in his 5th game of the year. Was at AUM this past year. Going to draw the red shirt down there. Got in a handful of games, but pops that one up. That'll get out of play and into the parking lot. A AAA autoglass. Foul ball. Cam has committed to transfer to Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. Head coach Jim McGuire be ramping up his 6th year at Vol State after 26 at Middle Tennessee State University. Before that, he was at Rend Lake. Another school, I think, is like Missouri St. Louis. Got his 500th career win this past year at Vol State. Jim McGuire, and he's going to have 2 Suggs on the Vol State roster. Cam and his cousin Revin. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss. Cam goes after a pitch out of the zone and a couple of strikeouts and a soft line drive after the leadoff walk. And full count, nothing to show. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner was left on base. We're ahead to the bottom of the second. See if we can put a 0 on the board. We'll be right back.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Trying to check some scores. 2-1 Henderson Flash. That's in the bottom of the second. I do not see the Town Madisonville game that's going on. 9-1-2 due up for the Chiefs as they sent 8 to the plate in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Javon Andrews is high. Andrews a sophomore Vincennes from Hobart, Indiana. That is a ground ball, gets through past the diving Ryder Blanchard and a leadoff single for Andrews. Fourth hit of the game for Paducah. Landon Gilbert steps to the plate, left-handed hitting shortstop. Reached on an error in the first inning. Gilbert's an incoming freshman. He's from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Best I could figure is that he is headed to, I think it says Cleveland State. They're going to say he went, so that's a strike. But I think it's Cleveland State Community College would be my guess. I don't know. If there's somebody out there that knows about Landon Gilbert. Is he actually going to Cleveland State as he squares to bunt but can't connect? Is he actually going to Cleveland State in Cleveland, Ohio, or is he heading to Tennessee over in Cleveland, Tennessee, Bradley County, to play for Aaron Bryant and the Cleveland State Cougars? Runner takes off, pitch is ball, throw down is wide of the mark. That's a stolen bag for Andrews. And why am I having issues? With the scoreboard. It's out to right field, but Gabe Jenkins playing shallow, and he just airmails one to third base. Andrews was not going anywhere, and Pika said, "Why'd you make me run so far?" I didn't want to do that. Not when it's over 100 feels like temperature. Gilbert now 0 for 2 as Brett Haas steps to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored the first run of the game. Hello to the Lamabries, the Lamarbries. They're actually the Lamarbs, common spelling of Lamarb. Dave and Trish, or Trisha, depends on. It's a professional setting. What in the Sam Hill's going on? They're going to fire me if I don't start getting on the stick here. Whatever you do, don't fire me. 6'7" lefty, Caleb Pika, trying to get dialed in. Not have a clean inning here in the second. Leadoff single by Javon Andrews, followed by a flyout. Brett Haas. He's a clutch hitter for the Chiefs. Breaking pitch stays outside. Flash now lead 4-1 over Henderson. There's the Madisonville Hoppers game. Finally showing up on my game changer. Another breaking pitch lands high. 3-1 count. Sun right in the right fielder and center fielder's eyes. First baseman Edward McLeod almost in the shade. Runner started to take off at second, backs off. Big swing and a miss by Haas. well, the Full Count Ministries Full Count. Stay tuned. We'll toward the end of the game, well, the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Still TBD right now. You want to send a verse in via the Facebook post or YouTube? You are welcome to do that. Topeka walks a second Chiefs batter. And runners now at first and second. 3-0 hitter Trey Dooley will step to the plate. One out, two on. Fly ball at the left field over is Dickinson. He's got room and he's going to make the catch. Javon Andrews will scurry back to second. The throw in, not caught by Blanchard, but Andrews not able to advance. And there's two outs. What you want to do here is get him to hit fly balls. This is where home runs go to die. Andrew Dixon, cleanup hitter, steps to the plate. He struck out looking last time up. Pika looks back at Andrews and delivers. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner, and Dixon does not agree. Dave and Trish Lamar now have people living in their house with them. Those LSU Eunice boys, Tate Dickinson, Ryder Blanchard, who I think just arrived Sunday after their 3-game run in the College JUCO World Series in Grand Junction. They were at 1 and 2. Which we'll have a pitcher who's a national champion showing up for long. Ground ball to the right side. Edward McLeod gets a nice hop. He will run to the base and beat Dixon there for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 2 runners left on base. And the 0 does go up on the board for the Chiefs. We're through 2, scheduled for 9 here at Paducah. Let's get the third out up there as we will take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Last night, the Chiefs went on the road to Madisonville and had to have a dramatic come-from-behind victory. They were down by 2 going to the top of the 9th inning and had 4 straight singles that plated 1 run, and then a double play plated another run. They tied it up 6-6. Held Madisonville scoreless in the bottom half of the 9th. Then in the top of the 10th, scored a run, and that's that extra inning rule where Before the game, the home team picks, do you want to go on offense or defense? And apparently, Madisonville said we'll go on defense. So the Chiefs started with a runner at first in the top of the 10th. The pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to find, there we go. Now I have the top of the 10th. Down low, ball 2. So they start with a runner at first, and Javon Andrews lays down a bunt, moves the runner to second, and a ground out moves him to third. The Madisonville chooses to intentionally walk the next 2 batters to load the bases. That's drilled out to left center field, and Andrews comes over and makes a diving catch to rob Joel Chandler of extra bases. Javon Andrews can go get it. Put a star by that one as Andrews leaves his feet. And now back to the top of the lineup, Rylan Moses, who has the only hit of the night so far. So with bases loaded, what does the pitcher do after intentionally walking? There's another one. Andrews going to get another shot. Moses is going to be the second out. Andrews didn't leave his feet on that one, but that was even farther in the gap. Andrews is single-handedly delivered 2 outs here in the third. I can't even get my recap of last night's Chiefs game in. Hudson Separulo steps in. Mary Kate Separulo is ground ball to second. It's going to be a quick inning. Cope over to first. Separulo retired. And 3 up, 3 down. Avery Starks makes quick work of 9-1 and 2. So after 2 intentional walks, pitcher for Madisonville walks in what turns out to be the winning run. That's anticlimactic. We're going to the bottom of the third. Great story, Tim. Tell us more. We'll be right back.
This is Eli Reese. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Eli Reese had his 3rd day of camp today. Out there with Rylan Moses and Edward McLeod. Jackson Zeller over there in that 5- and 6-year-old group. Who else? So Doug Dorn is supervising. I stayed at the hitting station, took my little soft juggling balls we won't talk about anymore, but took those with me, and as the kids were standing around, I just pegged them with them. Started running around, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute. Sit down. You got torn meniscus in your right knee. Week from today, folks, on the off day, hopefully I'll have successful surgery and the pain will go away. Jace England takes a called strike. At least the second Jace that has played for the Paducah Chiefs. There's a strike on the outside corner. Makes the count 0-2. Jace Mizell from Metropolis, Illinois, a former Chief. It's probably about 4 years ago. Breaking pitch down. He started at Wabash Valley College, transferred to Volunteer State Community College. Took a year off, went to Trevecca for a semester. They check swing, and they want to check down at third base. Barrett Brown just goes ahead, throws it down to third base because that's a Corson Fire and Security strikeout on the call. Third strikeout of the game by Caleb Paducah. Then Jace Mizell moved back to a little closer to home with the Kentucky Wesleyan. Carson Reed doubled, drove in a run in the 3-run first, takes ball one. Reed another from Vincennes. I want to say they're the Trailblazers. Could be wrong, from Mayfield, Kentucky. I do know that Vincennes is a 4-year school, but they play JUCO sports, and they have an excellent basketball team. Year after year, and their baseball team typically pretty good as well. 2-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Trying to get back in the count, and he does. Delivers a fastball in there. He's upper 80s, low 90s with that fastball. Mimi in Paris, believe, is listening in today. That catches the outside corner, and another Corson strikeout. Carson Reed did not agree. Backward K in the books, 4th strikeout. Paducah had 11 in his first outing, now 15 on the season. Ryan Sweeney leads in 2 outings. He's got 17 in his 8 innings pitched so far. Madison Cope had an infield single off the glove of Paducah in the first inning, takes ball one. Backs away from a pitch that lands inside. Ball 2. It's in there for a called strike. I'm telling you, it's tough to complain about the press box in Paducah. Air conditioning in here all by myself. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Air conditioning working this time. It's not working as well in that first game of the year, but thankfully it was not anywhere near as hot as it is here. My wife has just sent me an audio file. I wonder what that could be. I love you and I miss you. Whenever you go out of town, tap her down the third base line. It's fair. Suggs backhands and throws across a diamond. Edward McLeod, the 6'3" frame, stretches and makes the grab. And there's a 1-2-3 inning for Peak. Nice job there by Suggs to get the backhand and take his time on the throw. But I'm going to complain about something. The countertop just a little short for me. Got to compact all my gear here in a little short area. But I have learned to survive this. Best press box in the league. On the road, hands down. 3 innings in the books, 3-0. Full count going to try to do what Henderson did to them last night. Full count scored 3 in the first, but lost 7-4. Rhythm going to need to come back and see if the top of the 4th does anything.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Gabe Jenkins to lead off, followed by Tate Dickinson and Ryder Blanchard. That's 3, 4, and 5. It is time to get some hits here for the Rhythm against this incoming freshman to undecided, Avery Starks. Jenkins flew out to center field in the first. Takes a breaking pitch right across the plate for a called strike. Gabe 6'2", 185 pounds. Now lives in Urbana, Virginia. Formerly lived in Mechanicsville. Nobody wants to live in Mechanicsville anymore. I mean, Urbana's where it's happening. Another fly ball to center field. Javon Andrews, one of the easier plays he's made today. And that is now 5 putouts for Javon Andrews in center field. Tate Dickinson comes to the plate. Hello to Greg and Gina Jenkins. Grandma, who does still live in Mechanicsville, she still likes it there. Papa and Nana in Abingdon, Virginia. These VMI boys staying with Todd and Linda Hundley. Gabe Jenkins. Bryson Hamilton. 2 of the 3 Keydets. As Dickinson looks at ball 1, close pitch. Dickinson also flew out to center field. Tate 6'2", 195 pounds. Belle Chase, Louisiana. Son of Patrick Dickinson and Monique Dickinson. They both live in Belle Chase. He's got a sister, Rhea. Got grandparents in Abita Springs, Louisiana. Tapper foul at the plate. He calls them Gramps, or not, sorry, not Gramps. It's Grumps and Nana. And he also has a Papa Roo and a grandma in Belle Chase. Staying at the Lamarbs, the Palatial Palace. I don't know, 10,000 square feet maybe? I mean, Trish has 2 cleaners, I'm sure. 2 twos grounded right back up the middle. Big Tate Dickinson with a 1-out single. He's on at first base. That brings up his Bengal teammate, Ryder Blanchard. Planchard. He's calling him Plankard. I didn't even think that was an option, but I can see it. A man, Dave Roten. Again, he's the savior tonight for the broadcast. If you're just joining me, throw over to first. We would not have a broadcast except for Dave Roten, the public address announcer here, offering up his laptop charging cord. I forgot it. It's still back at the press box at DC3 in the outside corner for a called strike. Blanchard walked to lead off the second. Looking to have a little, how about a little bingo here? Another saying is little kid baseball off the end of the bat. Blanchard's going to be retired at first base as Cope sees Dickinson fly by in front of him. Now 2 outs and a runner at second. Edward McLeod, strikeout victim in the second, steps to the plate. Edward, Samford University. He and Charlie Bozeman, a couple Boo Dogs. Just what Reese Snapka, my grandson, that's how he used to say Bulldogs, Mississippi State Bulldogs. They're big Mississippi State fans. Living not too far away from Starkville, where Grand Nora lives. She might check out a broadcast from time to time now. It's been several years since her grandson, Tyler, played and coached with the Full Count Rhythm. But her baby, young Dr. Alan Sills, is on the Full Count Ministries board. He's not young anymore. 1-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Strike two. I'm not either. My favorite son is a little bit older than Dr. Alan Sills' son, Tyler. 1-2 pitch. Grounded down to third base line, and it's fair. Rounding third, hopefully he touched third base, is Dickinson, and McLeod has a single as Andrew Dixon gets to it quickly. And there's the Framework Athletics first run of the game, driven in by Edward McLeod. McLeod picks up his fourth RBI of the year. His fifth hit, playing in his fifth game. And the Rhythm are on the board. Productive out there by Blanchard. Allowed Dickinson to get the second base and get into scoring position. That was just inside the third base bag. Barrett Brown cannot hold up on the breaking pitch. Lined a softly to the second baseman, Maddox Cope, for the second out. Breaking pitch in the dirt. And it is a natural surface here. The brown stuff is actual dirt. The green stuff is actual grass here at Brooks Stadium. Doc Heidig Field. Second time we've been here, and I still haven't seen Doc. It's a ground ball up the middle, and Barrett Brown has a single. 2 on. Back-to-back hits. Need a back-to-back hits sponsor. Got one at Vol State. Cam Suggs, can we go back-to-back-to-back? Your turn, Cam. From Greenbrier, Tennessee, attended Davidson Academy. The son of Cam and Jessica Suggs, owners of ACS Home Builders. They are now our alumni spotlight sponsor. General business major, now headed to Vol State. He's got a granddaddy and a mama in Greenbrier. He's got a G right here in Paducah, I would assume is here in attendance. He has a grandma in Clarksville, Tennessee. He's the brother to Maggie and Molly, 6'3", 205 pounds. He's got one bomb, 8 RBIs. Looking for more, but Avery Starks has gone 3 balls and no strikes. Suggs came in hitting .333. Has a double, 8 RBIs, and that leads the team. Takes a 3-0 pitch that whispers at the outside corner. Two on, 2 out, 1 in here in the top of the 4th inning. Rhythm trail 3-1. And there's ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Second walk of the game by Starks, and that will mean a visit from, I believe that's Kent Wallace, the pitching coach. Number 9 hole hitter Joel Chandler will step to the plate. He's not just any old 9-hole hitter. Came in hitting .345. He had 10 hits, or has 10 hits, including 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Ryland Moses came in hitting .429. That batting average goes up a bit as he picked up his 10th hit in the first inning. See it getting dark here. The lights are on here at Brooks Stadium. A little bit brighter there on the zoomed camera. Thanks for joining me on a Thursday night. Have a little rhythm history here during the game. That's drilled out to center field, but it is right to the human out. Javon Andrews makes the catch, his 6th putout, and the second time he's retired Chandler, who swings at the first pitch. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, 3 runners left aboard. Hopefully full count won't look back at the 4th and say what could have been. We'll take a quick break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
This is Reese Snapper. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Reese was at the ball game last night, kids camp. Came up, was able to make 2 of the 4 days at kids camp before he had to go back to Mississippi, playing in an all-star tournament this weekend, and apparently it started today. So they made it home at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Appreciate my son-in-law, Andrew Snapka, bringing him up for a couple days to visit with Grandpa and Zizi. He did not really enjoy getting the headset on, though, and talking. Not like Eli does. I think he might, in a year or two, stay with me the whole broadcast. Maybe I'll just teach him how to handle the computer and give my wife a retirement. Caleb Pika out for his 4th inning. Austin Spears looks at the first pitch. It's outside the zone. 8-hole hitter struck out to end the first. Pika with 4 strikeouts, a couple of walks, 3 unearned runs in the first. And he's fallen behind 2-0 here to the Paducah Chief third baseman. See if anybody sent an email in to tresports@gmail.com. Breaking pitch parachutes in for a called strike. Hey, Bank of America's got some CDs offering a great rate. Brooke Carmen sending some game day notes for Friday and Saturday. Who doesn't love Brooke Carmen? Nobody doesn't love Brooke Carmen. She's the heart and soul of Full Count Ministry and Full Count Rhythm. There's nothing she doesn't know about it. Out to right field. Gabe Jenkins, the VMI Keydette, hauls that one in for out number 1. Spears now 0 for 2. 6 straight retired by Caleb Pika. Let's see how many pitches, try to keep up with his pitch count. Javon Andrews, the defensive wizard, stands in. He's also got a hit and a stolen base, but he was stranded at second, in the second. Squares around a bunt, fouls it off. This is the 4th time in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games that Full Count Rhythm has played, or actually have only played. This is the 4th game in the Ohio Valley League that Rhythm has played on June the 11th, Did play one game in the Prospect League on this date. Have played Paducah Chiefs every time. Year number 1, 13-5 victory here at Paducah. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Webster, who got the first win in Rhythm history, got the win in relief. Home runs by Sam Slaughter and Matthew Batts in a 13-5 victory here at Paducah back in 2021. Inaugural year for the Rhythm. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then the following year in 2022 on June 11th, Full Count was back here in Paducah and won 7-2. Gage Bradley, the former Vanderbilt Commodore and Missouri State right-hander, got the start and the win. Home runs by Ryan Miller and Tyler Franks. Swing and a miss. And a Corson Fire and Security strikeout for out number 2. My Siri is talking to me. Ryan Miller from Dublin, Ohio. Tyler Franks, trying to remember where he's from. He played at Kennesaw State down in Georgia. I think he was probably from Georgia. It's Landon Gilbert, the leadoff batter, stands in. Looks at a pitch just wide. So the Rhythm were 2-0 on June 11th. In 2023 in the Ohio Valley League, we were scheduled to play the Owensboro River Dogs. Fouled off, AAA autoglass foul ball. But the River Dogs folded right before the season started, and that was a canceled game. Every time they were showing on the team's schedule, so did not play on June 11th of 2023. Ground ball under the glove of Pika, and a charging play by Blanchard, and throws Gilbert out at first base. And that is another 1-2-3 inning. Nice play by Ryder Blanchard. And we'll keep it right here and get you. We've got Full Count Rhythm history going here. June 11th in the Prospect League. First loss on June 11th for Full Count. 6-4 loss to the Alton, what were they? The River Dragons. Nick Judd, the starting pitcher, got the loss. Ryan Sweeney went 3 innings in relief in that game. Did not allow a hit. Did give up 1 run, but it was unearned. He had 3 walks and 6 strikeouts in those 3 innings. The Rhythm lost to the River Dogs 6-4. And back last year, right, I don't know, 6-11 must be Paducah Day for some reason. A 2-1 loss at home against the Chiefs. And so Full Count is now 2-2 on June 11th, looking to get above 500, but they've got to score at least 2 to get back tied here as we move to the top of the 5th. Here in Paducah, Kentucky, of course, there are 6 teams in the Ohio Valley League, 5 from Kentucky. Fulton, Madisonville, Paducah, Henderson, and Hoptown. It's located in Hopkinsville. Rhythm, the reigning champion after defeating the Fulton Railroaders last year in 2 Mercy Rule games. Full Count did not play in the OVL in 2024. Henderson Flash won the championship that year, their first championship in the Ohio Valley League. They joined in 2017. Full Count Rhythm won it in 22 and 23. Paducah Chiefs entered in 2016. Leadoff batter Rylan Moses takes ball 1. Top of the 5th. Moses 1 for 2. Left-handed hitting center fielder from Trevecca. Fouls that one off. To the left, a AAA autoglass foul ball. Saw his dad, Devery Moses, yesterday at the game. He's got a couple of younger brothers, Caden and Sladen. I think it's Sladen who is the bat boy at home on a number of occasions. Ground ball to the left side. It's going to be a tough play for Gilbert in the hole, and there's no chance he's going to get Rylan Moses. Moses picks up another single on base to lead off the top of the fifth. Kimberly and Devery, his parents. They live in Portland, Tennessee. They were at the ball game yesterday, at least Devery was. They might be listening in on the Full Count Broadcast Network. As Hudson Separulo, he's 0 for 2, and I can hear it right now. Ball gets away from the catcher, and the throw gets past the shortstop. I think that's going to be a pass ball. Let's see how that's ruled. But down the second base goes Moses. A ball inside. Gnat's wearing me out up here. Smashed foul down the right field line. It is ruled a pass ball, and I agree with that. Tying run at the plate, but Death Valley for home runs here. Separulo is a big boy, though. He can hit a ball a long way. We've been around the league once now. I think we've got the biggest roster, at least on the, if you go top 10 guys, largest guys, we've got the biggest football team out here. 3-1 count now. One out, runner at second. Separulo, 6'5", 240 from Paris, Tennessee. And he has drawn a walk. He doesn't look too pleased about it. Third walk of the game for Avery Starks, who's still in the ball game here in the fifth. See how long the Rhythm allow him to stay in. Hello to Tommy Separulo. I think he's down in Jackson. Mary Kate, she's checked in already from Paris. As Jenkins steps in. Went to Hanover High School, graduated last year. Looks at ball one. So his updated stats, I did check on. 32 games. He started 27 of those, had almost 100 at-bats, picked up 25 hits, had a 255 batting average. I think I told you that he went from 222 to 255 with a 5 for 8 last two games of the season. Picked up a couple doubles and a home run, and that was an inside-the-park job. 14 RBIs on the season, and again, I believe 4 of those were in the last two games. 3 for 3 in stolen bases as Reed makes the stop. The count goes 2 balls and a strike. Rhythm threatening here in the top of the fifth inning. Trying to get a win on June 11th against the Paducah Chiefs. Are 1-1 against, I'll make it 2-1 against the Chiefs on June 11th. On deck, Tate Dickinson. Darks delivers. It's grounded right back up the middle, and that's going to sneak on through into center field. Jimmy Gamboa with the wave, and the Rhythm now trail by 1 on the RBI single by Gabe Jenkins. Good job of going right back up the middle. Starks nearly able to get a glove on it. There is not action yet, but looks like somebody getting loose in the Chiefs bullpen. Give Gabe Jenkins a single. Jenkins now 1 for 3 in the game, came in hitting .375. He now has 7 hits, giving him 4 RBIs on the season, playing in his 6th game. One of the VMI Keydets. Still don't have them completely figured out, all the players. There's some I can look at and tell you whose name, but I was looking at Bryson Hamilton and Gabe Jenkins today, and I just didn't have them. I've seen them. I know they play on the rhythm. I've talked to them, but this old mind of mine is just, I need more time. Tate Dickinson 1 for 2. Stands in. Tying run at second base. Go ahead run at first. Dickinson, a right-handed batter, takes a pitch down low from Starks. Again, an incoming freshman to an undecided school, according to the roster, but there's a chance he's made a commitment somewhere, and I just don't have the latest intel. Wide glove side to Dickinson. Big 2-run double in last night's game in his first at-bat for full count. His only hit of the game. Checked his swing, but he didn't check his swing. 2-0. Used to always tell my son, don't ever get fooled on a first strike. If you're going to go, go on that first strike. If you're not, just go ahead and take it. Nobody wants a check swing on the first strike. Go after that one. There you go. It's AAA autoglass foul ball. Oh, got Alexis out there. Just kidding. There is a window behind me. I could run over there and see where that ball hit, but Grandma in Mechanicsville is watching. That's of the Jenkins family. Swing and a miss on a high pitch. And that's the second batter that Starks has gotten on that high inside fastball. And that's the first out of the 5th. Third strikeout for Starks. That'll bring up Ryder Blanchard. So that must be Grandma. Grandma is Sandra Crouch. Trained investigator, Grandma. Can't get anything by me. I'm not actually data mining. Just want to call you out, just say howdy. Blanchard pops this one up, and it's going to be playable. Let's see who will get to it. In comes the right fielder, Trey Dooley, and he makes the catch. Getting back to first base is Jenkins. Pitcher did not come over to cover first base as the first baseman and second baseman converged with the right fielder. So Jenkins could get off a little farther. Now 2 outs. As Starks is trying to wiggle off the hook. Edward McLeod drove in the first run of the game. That's the Framework Athletics first run of the game. And he's not going to do it here. This is popped up into shallow left field. Oh, and dropping the ball is Landon Gilbert. Hudson Separulo might could have scored. That is an error on Gilbert on the pop-up. I'm pretty sure that Separulo thought that was a can of corn, and it was. Let's see if full count can make that hurt. Barrett Brown had a single up the middle in the 4th. Avery Starks will pitch from the windup. Outside to Brown, the catcher for full count. Popped up. That looks like it will get out of play. It's straight back. AAA autoglass foul ball. Brown picked up his third hit of the year. All singles. How about something down the line or find a gap? Left fielder playing a little bit shallow, as is Javon Andrews. Actually, all three are. And big cut there on a breaking pitch by Brown. His dad played at Olney Central and then Bradley University in college a few years ago. They got drafted by the Tampa Bay. They might have been the Devil Rays then. His proud dad, Brian's proud dad, telling me about that last time we were in Madisonville. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 2-2 pitch is outside, and we'll have a Full Count Ministries. Full count. Inning should have been over. Edward McLeod at first. Gabe Jenkins at second. Hudson Separillo, the tying run down at third base. And Avery Starks has to come with a strike or something close. Runners on the move. And that's a swinging strike. Oh, they're saying he did not go. Holy smokes. He got hit by the pitch. Let's see how they rule that on Game Changer. Scott Tucker wants to come out, the head coach for the Paducah Chiefs. There's no way he didn't swing. Put the run on the board, and we're tied. But the question is, it doesn't matter. If he got hit by the pitch and he swings, it's a strikeout. Head coach now looking at the third base umpire, Eric Dunsford, who's already ruled that Barrett Brown did not go. Now, normally, if you have a 4-man crew, you ask the third base umpire who's standing on the third base line, but at this time, Dunsford was standing in the middle of the field, and he said that Brown did not go. So the Game Changer does show that it's a hit by pitch. I thought it got him on the arm. But even if you swing and it hits you, it's a strike. But a hit by pitch is what it is recorded as. And we are tied up as Cam Suggs will come to the plate. That is an unearned run. Separillo. Bases remain loaded. Cam Suggs 0 for 1 with a walk. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. So 1 run is earned, 1 so far unearned here in the 5th. Rhythm has scored 2. Starks appears to be trying to step on a fastball here. Cam Suggs says, go ahead and step on a fastball, put it right down the gut, and I will take care of this out over the left field head. Pops that up and out of play. Let's see. It just gets over the stands. AAA Autoglass foul ball. They also do shower glass. Got some of that in the main bathroom at the Reese house. 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul as Gabe Jenkins down at third base trying to be a menace. Count remains 1-2. To Cam and Jessica's son. Their only son. Chiefs fans getting into it right here. That's fisted. It might be playable, but it will get over to Joel Chandler in the on-deck area. Chandler throws it right by Suggs over to the Chiefs on-deck circle. Normally you throw that behind, but not this time. And Starks delivers. Popped up. out to left center field. Let's see if Javon Andrews says, I've been catching everything today, and I'm going to catch another. As the inning ends on another F8. Let the Rhythm score 2 runs. 1 is earned on 1, 2. 2 hits and 1 big error. 3 runners left on base. Bases loaded for the second straight inning for a full count. We will keep it right here for our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight. Let's see who we're going to talk about tonight. How about Luke Sennard, former right-hander for full count? In his second in the second game of full count existence at Fulton, at that time he had just graduated from Beach High School, 6'8", right-hander from Beach High School, delivered a 6-inning, 15 strikeout performance, and the Rhythm had 3 pitchers combined for a shutout against Fulton. 8-0. Full count Rhythm won their second game of the year, and Luke Sennard, the right-hander, who went on to play at Western Kentucky for a year and then transferred after his second year with the Rhythm, got a look from Indiana University, went up there and in his first year there set their single season strikeout record, and then was hurt in his third year but got drafted 3rd round by the Atlanta Braves. And his dad, Craig Sennard of Dudac Communications, texted me the other day and said, hey, Saturday night, Luke Sennard's going to get the start at Bowling Green. He's playing with the Rome Braves, and they're taking on the Bowling Green Hot Rods, I believe they're called. So Luke Sennard, a 2-year player for the full count Rhythm. And I believe he has the most strikeouts by a Rhythm pitcher in a game. So that is your ACS Home Builders Full Count Rhythm Alumni Spotlight, as we now have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. Is this going to be Joey Greenstreet? I believe Greenstreet is out of the bullpen. Got the start in the game back on May 30th. 2 innings, 4 unearned runs. Joey Greenstreet, 6'2", 210-pound, rising redshirt freshman at Trevecca. He's from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Green Hill High School, son of John and Susan Greenstreet. He's on in relief of Kayla Pika, who goes 4 innings. Pika off the hook for the loss, as we are now tied 3-3. First pitch by Greenstreet looked like it was right over the plate for ball 1. Pika check his pitch count here in just a moment. He goes 4 innings, gives up 4 hits, 3 runs. They were unearned. Walked 2. Greenstreet goes 3-0. Struck out 5, did not hit a batter, and faced 19. And he will leave with no decision. Joey Greenstreet, now the pitcher of record. Brother of Bree and Lexi, the grandson of Grandpa and Grandma in Fort Mill, South Carolina. That's a 4-pitch walk to Brett Haas. I hope Greenstreet's not one of those that says, I just don't like this mound. I don't like the look. Don't feel comfortable here. I hope that's not it. See if I find the score sheet from that game 1. He faced 13 batters, gave up 4 hits in that game. Trey Dooley was hit by a pitch in that game and had a double, 2-run double, takes a called strike. Brett Haas, who just drew the 4-pitch walk, had 2 hits off of Green Street in that game. Dooley 0 for 1 here, swings way out in front. Joey, for the first 3 days of camp, I believe, has been over with the 7 and 8-year-olds. That's drilled out to center field. Rylan Moses is going to go back and make a over-the-shoulder running catch. Gets it back into the infield, and that's out number 1. Again, about 400 feet to dead center. 375 is probably in the alleys, 335 down the lines. It's the biggest park in the Ohio Valley League. Green Street did have some action at Trevecca this past year, 6 appearances, 1 start, 7 2/3 innings. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Blanchard glove, steps on the base, throws over to McLeod at first, and then it's an inning-ending do-dat double play, just what the doctor ordered for Joey Greenstreet. Been a while since the Rhythm has turned to do-dat double play. But Blanchard gets it done here in the 5th. Facing the minimum, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We are all tied up, headed to the final third of the game. Headed to make that the 6th inning. We're not to the final third till we get to the 7th. Rhythm looking to go ahead and then maybe push across some Country Financial, Zach Williams insurance runs. We'll be right back.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Sports or Broadcast Network. Going to have to let the official scorer know that Caleb Pica not pitching anymore. Might need to do that before we get too much farther along. Joel Chandler, Ryla Moses, Hudson Separillo to face a new pitcher, Nathan Bodenberg, for Paducah. Bodenberg, 5'10", 175 pounds. He's from Hanover College, or maybe Hanover University now, Westfield, Indiana. It's his hometown. Chandler 0 for 2. He's trying to pick on Andrews a couple times. This goes over to second baseman Cope on one hop, throws to first for out number 1. I think I will go quickly to the. I'll be right back. It's like ESPN, only totally different. Rylan Moses takes ball one. Main press box is just outside my door, about 3 steps. So I believe the official score is over there. AAA autoglass foul ball. Off to the left side. Guess they did not notice the difference between the left-hander and the right-hander out there. Moses 2 for 3 in the game, and he's flying out to center field. Javon Andrews trying to make history for the most putouts in a game by a center fielder. I have to count that up. He's gotten Moses twice. He's gotten Jenkins twice. Dickinson once. That's 5. Suggs once. That's 6. Chandler twice. That's 8. Breaking pitch by two Separulo misses. The rhythm, 2 quick outs. Here in the top half of the 6th, all tied up 3-3. Nice pitch by Bodenberg. Swung over the top by Separulo. Flew out to right field in the first, grounded out to second in the third, walked and scored in the 5th. Another breaking pitch. This one lands outside. Nick Krupp, the first base coach, down there talking to the first base umpire, Brad Polk. Swing and a miss. Hudson, a brief stint at Motlow State this past year, 8 games in before he became injured. Pitch in the dirt. Carson Reed tried to get in front of it, but that caught a piece of our home plate umpire, Robert Ellengood. He's out to talk to Bodenberg, say, hey, don't throw it in the dirt anymore. Separulo, 8 games, 7 starts at Motlow State in the TCCAA JUCO, Tennessee JUCO. After 2 years at Union University. He got 20 official at-bats. He had 8 hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs in this short stint. Then got hurt, was out for the rest of the spring. That's ball 4. The big man walks again. Separulo came in with 6 walks. He's now taken the team lead. Or has he? He has. He now has 8. Before that, Gabe Jenkins, who's now at the plate, had 7. First walk for Bodenberg. 2 outs now as Jenkins steps in. He had an RBI single last time he came to the plate. That was in the 5th inning, and that breaking pitch does not touch leather. That's a wild pitch. Down to second goes Sepp. Common spelling of Bodenberg. I believe it's an ERG instead of URG. Another wide one, but Carson Reed able to get his Gumby arm out after that one. When I looked on Game Changer and saw that they had Pico with 82 pitches, and I went, they don't even show Joey Greenstreet here. The correction has been made. Pico finishes with 74. So that fastball winks at the outside corner to Jenkins. 2-1 pitch coming from Bodenberg. Separulo on its second. Bodenberg delivers on that outside corner yet again. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Pico finishes 74 pitches. Had trouble finding the plate. He only had 44 strikes, those 74 pitches. Ended up not walking a bunch. That's a snag by Spears at third. His throw is high to England, who has to come off the base, but he ends up coming down on it before Jenkins can touch the base. So Jenkins retired 5-3 for scoring at home. And if you are, send me an email to treesports@gmail.com. And let's commiserate. No runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on base. The Rhythm have left 9 on the bags in 6 innings. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. We're all knotted here in Paducah, Kentucky. Be right back.
This is Son Snacker. You're listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa.
Oh, cutie patootie. Sloan Snapka did the little bumper down there when the Snapka family was having fun making those recordings. Did not get Charlie Rose, the 2-year-old, in on that, but Andrew Snapka jumped in after both Reese and Sloan got theirs finished up. Makes Grandpa smile a lot when I hear him. Hopefully you all enjoy those as well, but they're playing Neil Diamond here, getting ready for the bottom of the 6th. Jace England, the first baseman's 1 for 2, steps to the plate. Left-handed hitter facing the right-hander Joey Greenstreet, who drives a breaking pitch in there and didn't miss by much. Corey Clayton says that the Flash are all over the Fulton Railroaders. Says 14-2. I see the updated score. It's 14-3 now at Henderson. Flash got their record evened last night with the win over Full Count. Fulton, I believe, also got a win yesterday. Lights taking full effect here in Brooks Stadium. Rylan Moses, center fielder, playing on the right field side of center field, the left-handed batter. There's a ground ball off the glove of Greenstreet, charging but not being able to handle it is Chandler at second, and that's going to be an infield single to lead off the 6th. Or at least I would call it a single. Chandler, if he had a gloved that, he might have had a chance at England, but tough play. And from the home team scoring this game, I'm absolutely giving England a single. That'll bring up Carson Reed, who's 1 for 2. Double and a backward K in the books. Squaring around the bunt, pulls it back. Breaking pitches high and tight. That's right, Jay. That's my call sometimes. That missed right down the middle for ball 1. 2 balls and no strikes to the Paducah Chief catcher with Maddox Cope on deck. They gave him an error. Wow. Who'd they give the error to? They gave the error to Joel Chandler. 2-0 pitch, winks at the outside corner. That is a tough scorekeeper. Good thing I have White out. 3-1 count. Greenstreet has a sign. He comes set. Looking for another ground ball. And instead gets ball 4. So the first 2 have reached here in the 6th. Second walk by Greenstreet. Maddox Cope coming to the plate. Nobody out. He's squaring the bunt. Pops it up. Greenstreet can't get there in time to catch it in the air. He'll throw down to first. And the sacrifice is successful by Cope. Austin Spears 0 for 2, steps to the plate. Don't see a lot of sacrifice bunting in the OVL, but time to time. So the infield is drawn in. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Swing and a miss as Greenstreet trying now to get the strikeout. Town and Madisonville tied at 3. Game up. Check that. Madisonville just scored, and Joey Greenstreet on an 0-2 pitch just plunked Austin Spears in the back. And the bases are loaded. Javon Andrews, number 9 hole hitter, steps to the plate. He's a tough out, but Josh Carman's going to come out. There is action in the bullpen with all the scrambling of am I going to be broadcasting, am I not going to be broadcasting, because of the error on my part for getting my laptop charger. I didn't put up the bullpen camera today. I was going to, and then I said, nope, I don't have time. Jim Douthit is warming up in the rhythm bullpen, but Josh Carman, an assistant coach at Trevecca Nazarene University, knows Joey Greenstreet, so I'm sure he wants to go out, have a bit of a conversation, maybe to challenge Joey to, hey, get out of this. We need it to be tied when we go to the top of the 7th, and normally when Josh Carman goes out to the mound, he's pulling a pitcher, but it's not so this time. Jimmy Gamboa, the third-year pitching coach, coaches at Emory and Henry up in Virginia, doesn't have the relationship that Josh Carman does with Joey Greenstreet. Javon Andrews at the plate. 1 for 2. He looks at a breaking pitch that sails across for a called strike. The Chiefs fans thinking maybe that was a little high. Madisonville Miners now leading 5-3 over the Hoppers. Hoppers now batting in the bottom of the 7th in that game. One pitch. Grounded foul past the third base coach. Not sure if that's Scott Tucker or not. Stopped by Barrett. And that's not Barrett Brown anymore behind the plate. I think that is Jackson Zeller behind the plate. Wonder when he came in. Wonder if he came in with Greenstreet. Swinging a foul tip into the mid of Jackson Zeller, and that is a Corson strikeout. And Josh Carmen is out of the dugout. This will be him asking for the baseball. As the leadoff batter, Landon Gilbert, is a left-handed batter. So Greenstreet will leave, and we'll have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. We'll be right back.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
Hendersonville Firefighter Association called the bullpen. Jim Douthit from VMI on in relief of Joey Greenstreet. Righty for a lefty is Landon Gilbert, the leadoff batter. Steps to the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Douthit is side armor. Delivers a strike. Gilbert 0 for 3. Douthit, 6 foot, 190-pound rising redshirt sophomore at VMI. He's from Richmond, Virginia. Economics and business major, the son of Fielding and Gail Douthit, brother to Caroline. There's a ground ball hit over to the 5-6 hole, and the throw goes into right field. Charging is the right fielder, Gabe Jenkins. And 1 run will come in. Cam Suggs tried to shot put that ball over to Chandler. That will be his second error of the game. And another unearned run allows Gilbert to reach. Suggs not going to want to play here. Second error of the game, third error here at Paducah this year. A double unearned run as England reached on an error, and he scored the go-ahead run as Paducah leads 4-3. That'll bring up Brett Haas. He's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Jackson Zeller just came in the game this inning with Joey Greenstreet. Not sure if Barrett Brown has an injury or not, or why he was replaced. The second time that those two have swapped in a game. Costa now with a 2-ball, no strike count. He's walked twice in the game. He's walked once by Caleb Pico, once by Joey Greenstreet. That gets on the inside corner. Delayed call. Greenstreet faced 8 batters. Went 1 2/3 innings. Did not allow a hit. That run charged to him. But it's unearned. Douthit delivers. That's lined into right field. No, it's just a soft liner to Edward McLeod. I thought that ball was hit harder, but a soft line out by Haas ends the 6th inning, but they do go ahead with an unearned run charged to Joey Greenstreet. Headed to the top of the 7th as Paducah leads 4-3. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back at Paducah, Kentucky. Tonight's OVL action between the Paducah Chiefs and the Full Count Rhythm. Paducah's just taken the lead after the Rhythm tied the game in the top of the 5th with 2 runs. Paducah now leads 4-3 after 2/3 of the game has been played. Giving stuff away here in Brooks Stadium. Tate Dickinson, Ryder Blanchard, and Edward McLeod due up here in the top of the 7th. Breaking pitch down low. Dickinson 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 4th. Rhythm back home tomorrow against the Hoptown Hoppers, and we'll play the Chiefs at home on Saturday. Grounded foul on the third base line. Keeps Bat Boy all over that ball. He's hustling down the line, down in that left field corner. Dickinson, a right-handed batter, facing the right-handed Nathan Bodenberg. Sails a breaking pitch up high. Paducah Chiefs came into existence in 2016 in the Ohio Valley League. I'm sure they've had other summer collegiate teams here, just not sure what league they've played in. This stadium, that's probably in the program that they hand out here. They have a nice program, just like Full Count does. That 3-1 pitch in there for a called strike. Of a Full Count Ministries Full Count. Doc Heidig, a former chiropractor, He's also the president of the National Chiropractors Association. He's about 85 years old. He and a group of folks here in Paducah revived the stadium. The city wanted to tear it down. 3-2, chopped to short. Lanny Gilbert waits back. I don't know if he's going to be able to get Dickinson. He won't. That's going to be an infield single. You need to charge that. Dickinson runs pretty well. He picks up his second hit. On a chopper to short. And a good start for the Rhythm here in the top of the 7th. Dickinson now 2 for 4. Ryder Blanchard 0 for 2, and he is, David Dorn says, due. When you're 0 for 2, that means you are due. 7th hit of the ball game for full count. Don't think you'll see Blanchard squaring around a bunt. He takes a called strike right down Broadway. Chiefs coming into action this year at 173 wins and 207 losses. Played 9 years. This is the 10th year for the Chiefs. Having a good year so far. Come in 6-3. That one winks at the outside corner, and Blanchard now down in the count 1-2. Again, Paducah has never played in, much less won, a championship in the Ohio Valley League. Runner starts to take off, and a pitch is fouled off of Carson Reed behind the plate. Not sure what part that got, but home plate umpire will go out, give Reed a moment. Blanchard 2 for 3 in last night's game, looking for his first hit here in game 2 of the year. The young man wearing the number 2. That was Levi Perel's number for a year. I think his first year, and then his second year, he wore number 1, the former Catawba Indian, who we had live on our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight last weekend, last Saturday night. He and his fiancée came up from North Carolina. Don't call it South Carolina. That breaking pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dickinson on at first, reached with an infield single to shortstop. He and Moses with 2 hits in the game. Edward McLeod, Barrett Brown, and Gabe Jenkins with the other hits. It's tapped foul. Jackson Zeller in for Barrett Brown is in the hole. Edward McLeod on deck. Two pitch from Bodenberg. A big hop at first base and a base hit into left field. Dickinson's not going to stop at second. Charging is Andrew Dixon, but he doesn't have a play at third base, and a good job by Dickinson. He doesn't pick up the stolen base, but he takes 2 on the single by Blanchard. A 2-game hitting streak for Ryder with a Y. Blanchard with a P is in Blanchard. Or Paul. Author of the most books in the New Testament. Back-to-back hits brought to you by. We don't have a sponsor. We need somebody. Who's got a business out there and wants to support Full Count Rhythm Baseball? Edward McLeod takes a pitch up. Hard to do for Senior McLeod. Jonas Smithson in the group might be listening down in Nicaragua tonight. They have Maybe finished up their worship time. There's a ground ball too short. Could be two. Over to second for one, and the throw to first is not in time. Let's see if we have a interference play by Blanchard. We do not at second base. So McLeod gets an RBI on the fielder's choice, and we are tied up. First out recorded on Blanchard's force out at second base. Good hustle by McLeod. Keep that from being a double play. And now Jackson Zeller at the plate for his first AB. Not sure if the hit by pitch for Barrett Brown might have been the issue. He was hit on the elbow on a full count pitch in the fifth. Batting left-handed, that would have been his throwing arm. Zeller takes a knee buckling hack on that slow breaking pitch, but comes up empty. Jackson now playing his fifth game, hitting .308. He's in the portal, leaving Chattanooga State. The former broadcaster there taps that one foul. Maybe that's why he's leaving Chat State. Did redshirt, but Greg Dennis, the head coach, might have made him mad by saying, hey, you go up there and broadcast the games. Jackson I don't think, enjoyed it that much. 5'11", 185-pounder from Knoxville Farragut High School. Another tapper fouls. He's out front on those slow breaking pitches by Bodenberg. Son of Richard and Amanda Zeller, brother to Colton, grandson of Grandpa and Grandma in Dallas, Texas. And he has another grandpa and a grandma in Knoxville, Tennessee. He and Joel Chandler hanging out at Fred Baldwin's house, the host home. Big thanks to Fred Baldwin stepping up to the plate to be a host home, and thanks to all of our host home parents. 0-2 misses outside. Four to four is a rhythm bat here in the top of the seventh. Good hustle play by Tate Dickinson to go first to third. He was stealing on the play, but base hit by Blanchard. Throw down to first, and England has to dig it out. McLeod looking around like, who's he think he's going to throw out? Surely not me. Swing and a miss. Jackson Zeller finally retired after a multi pitch at bat. Fouled off about 4, and that's out number 2. First strikeout for Bodenberg. Cam Suggs coming to the plate. They only have 2 errors up on the board for full count, but I've got 3 on my score sheet. Not sure where they're missing. Swing and a miss by Suggs. So I can go back on Game Changer and see what they did. Charge an error. So maybe the scoreboard didn't catch up on that. See what the box score does show 3 errors for the rhythm, but we're tied. Breaking pitch. Look, that fooled Cam. I don't think he knew that was coming across the plate. He's 0 for 2. Ava Dorn says he's due. Tapper down the right to first base, but it will kick foul before England can glove it. Suggs remains at the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. In the bottom of the 7th, the Chiefs will have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Nobody warming in the Rhythm bullpen, so I assume Douthit would come back out. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking pitch. Cam down on strikes, back-to-back Ks for Bodenberg. The Rhythm tied up, though, with a couple of singles and a fielder's choice. McLeod with his second RBI. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Rhythm have left a runner at least on base every inning except the 3rd. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, it's stretch time. Time to get in rhythm. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Move to the bottom of the 7th, Jim Douthit on the mound for the Rhythm. Caleb Pica got the start, went 4 innings, about 4 hits, 3 runs. They were unearned, walked 2, struck out 5. Joey Greenstreet came in relief, 1 2/3 innings, no hits, 1 run. It was also unearned. 2 walks and a strikeout and a hit batter. He faced 8. Douthit now the new pitcher of record. Rhythm have given the Chiefs all 4 of their runs. 3 errors for a full count. Dooley looks at a called strike to begin the 7th. Let's take a look, see how many of you out there watching on YouTube land. Popped up and out of play. Who's our catcher back there? Is that Bryson Hamilton trying to go behind the screen to make a play? As there is now someone warming in the bullpen. Looks like that's Logan Johnson. Left-handed pitcher to a right-handed batter. Trey Dooley's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Hang down your head, Trey Dooley. There's another one over into the bullpen. Heads up Logan. Gets down. Count remains 0-2. Dooley, the Rice Owl. Don't know if he got any time in. He's a two-way player. If only there was a way we could find out. Dooley with a leadoff single into center field. The 5th hit of the game for the Chiefs. Andrew Dixon 0 for 3, grounded into a double play. To end the 5th, a Dudek Communications double play. Dudek produced our game day program again. thanks to Craig Sinnard. Left-handed line drive down the left field line. It goes foul. Dooley with a long look at first. Chopper back to Dooley. He can't get it. And that's going to be an infield single for Dixon. That's in no man's land. And Joel Chandler didn't have a chance. And the first two have reached. Alpha dove behind him to try to get that. I don't know what he was going to do with it once he did. We'll bring up left-handed hitting Jace England. Doesn't look like Dooley had any at-bats for Rice this past year. See if England's going to square around a bunt. They've already had one sacrifice bunt. Edward McLeod is charging, pulls the bat back, throw down to second, and it's going to hit the runner. Zeller's throw to Blanchard plunks Dooley. There's at first and second. Another squaring around a bunt, and he fouls it off. Let's see if Dooley's even showing on the roster for Rice. First blush doesn't appear as though he is, but it shows him as a sophomore. England's not bunting on the 1-1. It's taken outside. Their roster indicating about 8 or 9 players that are incoming freshmen. So a young squad for the Chiefs. This is one of them heading to Dyersburg State. The Eagles swing and a miss. Facing a tough left-hander who drops down, Jim Douthit, the cadet from Virginia Military Institute. Jack Thompson, a former right-hander, 2-year player for Full Count from VMI. That is into left field. That's down for a base hit. Getting to it quickly is Dickinson, and the bases are loaded as England goes opposite field. And the Chiefs threatening hard to take the lead. 3 singles in a row. Have Dooley at third, Dixon at second, and England at first, with Carson Reed coming to the plate. Doubled in the first, struck out looking in the third, and walked in the fifth. Make it the sixth. Infield drawn in for the Rhythm. A ground ball back to a pitcher. Zeller has to reach far inside to keep that one from the backstop. Back at home tomorrow to take on the Hoppers and the Chiefs Friday and Saturday night at Drakes Creek. Field number 3. Swing and a miss. That's exactly what Douthit needs. He needs a strikeout here. Fourth appearance of the year for Douthit. He had 3 1/3 innings in his first 3 outings, giving up 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 plunking. gets another swing and a miss. He has one save. Not in a save situation here. He's in a win or a lose situation. Logan Johnson warming up in the bullpen. Let's see how Jim Douthit wiggles out of this. Dickinson playing pretty deep out in left field. There's the strikeout he needs. A Corson, fire and security strikeout. Route number one. Now the middle infielders can drop back into double play depth. Douthit came in relief in the sixth with 2 outs. The bases loaded. That's his first strikeout. Maddox Cope comes to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt in that sixth inning. He lines this one into right field. That's down for a base hit. Charging is Jenkins, but he's bobbling it. Finally gets control and gets it back in. And the Chiefs take the lead on a single by Maddox Cope, who went opposite field off of Douthit. That's his second hit. He's 2 for 3. Couple of RBIs. Fourth hit of the inning. Austin Spears comes to the plate. So the Chiefs scored 3 unearned runs in the first. Took a 3-0 lead. Rhythm scored 1 in the fourth and tied it with 2 in the fifth. On the outside corner for a called strike. Paducah again took the lead in the bottom of the sixth. Went up 4-3. Rhythm tied it in the top of the seventh. And now here in the bottom of the seventh, the Chiefs have retaken the lead for the third time. Nearly hit Spears, who's 0 for 2, and he's already been hit. Edward McLeod in on the grass at first. Cam Suggs right outside the cut of the grass at third base. He will undoubtedly come home. It's fisted into the full count bullpen area again. And Douthit ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with Javon Andrews on deck. 3 straight singles to begin the inning, a strikeout, and then another single driven in the go-ahead run. Outside for ball 2. Spears from Eddyville, Kentucky. 5'11", 180-pound freshman at Northeast Mississippi Community College. 2-2 pitch. Joel Chandler with an unusual setup over at second base. So we go to a full count Ministries full count. He almost looks like he's squatting when he's in his pre-pitch routine. He's at second base, just on the right edge of your view there. Let's see if he does it again. Starts in there. He's squatting right now. And he is there. And there's a Corson. Fire and security strikeout for out number 2. Can't relax too much here as Javon Andrews is 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, steps to the plate. Number 9 hitter for the Chiefs. Don't give you stats for other teams. I'm not doing that this year. I've not been impressed with other teams' scores. Other than the Henderson Flash, Kevin Patton, I feel good about. That's popped up, and this should end the inning. And Joel Chandler squeezes it for the final out as Andrews swings at the first pitch. But the Chiefs go ahead. They pick up their first earned run. 1 run on 4 hits in the inning. No errors, 3 runners left on base. We're headed to the top of the 8th. Rhythm trail by 1.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Due up for the Rhythm, Joel Chandler, the number 9 hole hitter, and then back to the top of the lineup. Rylan Moses to be followed by Hudson Separillo. Believe we still got Nathan Bodenberg on the hill for the Chiefs. We do. 5-4 Chiefs lead. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Paducah. 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Full Count. Chandler's been robbed once by Javon Andrews. He did a Superman dive in the left center field, took away what would have been extra bases for Chandler. He's 0 for 3. He is overdue. Again, if you're just joining me, that's the voice of Dave Roten, the PA man who saved the day for the broadcast today. Allowed me to borrow his laptop charging cord because I forgot mine back at the press box. Not a whole lot of equipment that I take out of the press box at Drake's Creek. But my laptop and the charger, pretty important. Got caught up with all kinds of things going on, and Al's wood-fired pizza was getting cold on my table behind, and I was hungry. So big thanks to Dave Roten. Let me borrow that. Inside, breaking pitch misses. Otherwise, we were going to try an iPad Facebook Live broadcast. That would have been fun. That would have been awful. It's back in the early days in 2021 when we did Facebook Live with the telephone. Ground ball to short. Chandler has trouble getting out of the box, and Gilbert throws him out for the first out in the 8th. Chandler now 0 for 4 with a couple of ground outs, a couple of fly outs. He started the year with, I believe it was a 5-game hitting streak. He's played in every game for Full Count this year. This is his 9th. Rylan Moses at the plate now with the team lead in hits. He now has 11. One more than Joel Chandler. Takes ball 1. Got a couple of hits in this game, a couple of flyouts to Javon Andrews in center field, who's hadn't had a put out since the 6th. What's going on? Moses played and started in 52 games for the Trevecca Trojans in Nashville this past year. 200 on the dot official at-bats. He picked up 66 hits, and that's a smoke shot into right field for his 3rd hit of the ball game. A 1-out knock from Moses. I didn't check it, but I'm pretty sure the Full Count Rhythm have lost the 2 games that he hasn't played. So the tying run is on the person of Rylan Moses. Moses hit .330 for Trevecca. 13 doubles, 3 triples, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs. for the freshman center fielder from Goodpasture High School. Separulo takes a breaking pitch. Moses, he sees a ball in the dirt. He's thinking about moving up 90 feet, but that one didn't move far enough away from Carson Reed for him to go anywhere. Separulo got one long ball. He's going to have to hit a ball. Hit it pretty good with these Old Hickory steel press bats here. It's a big stadium, Brooks Stadium. One year I sat down and looked at Google Earth and looked at all the venues. I guess that was last year. And Brooks Stadium, 1,818 feet when you count right field line, left field line, left center field, the two gaps, and dead center. That is 100 feet more than they have at Madisonville Elmer Kelly Stadium. 398, according to Google Earth. Aiden DeFrance, the Chiefs broadcaster, says it's deeper than that. He thinks it's 415 or something to dead center. 1-0 pitch to Separulo, swings over a breaking pitch. That did not get into the strike zone. He's walked twice, been retired twice. 0 for 2. Full count is just under Madisonville's Elmer Kelly Stadium. My calculation, 1,710 feet. 1-1. This is down as Separulo seeing nothing but breaking pitches. If Bodenberg hangs one, maybe Separulo can bang one. Last year, Easton Denning, the Chiefs' first baseman, the now former Vol State Pioneer, hit one over the scoreboard. Separulo swings again and misses. Full count. I believe it was Ryan Miller that hit one over the Brooks Stadium scoreboard sign in right center field. First year or second year here at Paducah. That ball was hammered. On deck, Gabe Jenkins. Separulo just gets a piece of that one, and that gets a piece of our home plate umpire. Taking a beating, Robert Ellengood. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smallest field in the OVL by my calculation is Low House Field. We have not been to Fulton, Kentucky yet. 225 down the right field line, 270 in right center field gap. The deepest part of the ballpark is actually in left center field. It's basically a rectangle. Dead center, it's about 335. Never seen a home run hit to left field at Low House Field. And it's 350. Runner goes. It's popped up into right field. Moses is going to have to get back. Catch is made in right field. The throw is in time, says the first base umpire. I'm not sure about that, but my opinion doesn't matter. So a fly out, double play, ends the inning, 9-3. Moses retired as he was stealing on the pitch. Trey Dooley comes up and fires a throw in the dirt, but dug out of there by Jace England. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, and we will have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm!
This is Andrew Snapka. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my father-in-law, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network. Booyah!
Yeah! Okay. Booyah!
I get a little spice of them. I gotta get off. I mean, I'm getting.
Love hearing my daughter laugh. That's Cassidy Snapka, who is doing the recordings down there in Columbus, Mississippi with the Snapka family. Started with Reese Snapka. He's 8 years old, almost 8.5, coming up on his half birthday next week, the 22nd. And then Sloan Snapka, my 4.5-year-old granddaughter. My son-in-law, he said, "Don't leave me out of this." He got in on the action. My daughter sent it to me, so I said, well, I'm going to play it. Logan Johnson is our Hendersonville Firefighter Association call to the bullpen, 5'10", 180-pound redshirt sophomore. He is, I think, headed back to Columbia State. Franklin, Tennessee native. Went to Franklin High School just south of Nashville. Originally started at Tennessee Tech. He's a right-hander. Science major, moved over from accounting. Said that got to be too hard. Said, yeah, it's not for everybody. My wife and I both accounting majors from Belmont. He's the son of Josh and Jessica Johnson. Sister or brother to Madison and Lincoln. He delivers a called strike to the leadoff batter, Landon Gilbert, who's 0 for 4. Johnson has a peepaw and a nana in Brentwood, Tennessee. So that pitch nearly plunks Gilbert. And a grandpa and a grandma in Cookville and a grandpa and a grandma in Colorado Springs. 14 appearances for the Chargers. That's popped up to shortstop. In the grass is Ryan Ryder Blanchard. Sometimes I think I probably call him Ryan. Ryder Blanchard makes the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Rhythm need to keep it right here. They trail 5-4. Now Brett Haas been held in check for the most part. A couple of walks. 0 for 2. He's the DH tonight. Logan had 29 strikeouts for the Columbia State Chargers in his 20 innings. That's ripped foul. Heads up third base coach. Able to get out of the way of that. Johnson's third appearance of the year in a Rhythm uniform. 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs. He's walked 3, struck out 3, did plunk a batter. Has a 0 ERA. Faced 15 batters. And he gets a called strike there. Trying to keep it a 1-run deficit heading into the top of the 9th for full count. Don't want to lose 2 in a row. Count looking for comeback. Ground ball takes a nice hop for Blanchard, and he throws, and it gets by McLeod over at first base, and will be the 4th error of the game. As 2 fielders on the left side now have 2 each. So 1 out base runner. Trey Dooley, who had a single in the 7th, steps to the plate with 1 on and 1 out. I say that's actually Blanchard's first error. Swing and a miss. Chandler had the other one. Suggs with a couple in this game. I said Dooley did not show on the roster for this past year, but he might be one of those you only have a certain roster limit for these D1 schools, so he might have been there and kind of been on the what do they call it? Not sure what baseball calls it, the taxi squad or the extra squad. I think you're allowed to keep 4 or so as he went fishing there. And of course, in fire and security, strikeout for Logan Johnson. Andre Dixon takes his turn at the plate. Johnson, the fourth pitcher to appear for a full count in this game. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. That's a stolen base for Haas with no throw. First stolen base of the night for Paducah. Doubt that goes 1 1/3 innings, gives up 4 hits. 1 run, it was earned, as Zeller will go out and have a chat with Johnson. Did not walk a batter, struck out 2. Faced 9 batters. He is the pitcher of record right now, Jim Douthit. One count with 2 outs and a runner at second. For the Paducah Chiefs, that'd be a Country Financial Zach Williams insurance run they're trying to drive in. Zach Williams will be on the call as that one gets to the backstop, and down to third base goes Haas on the wild pitch. So an error, stolen base, and a wild pitch has Haas at third. New 1 count is high. Dixon 1 for 4 in the game. Hit an infield single. The middle portion of back-to-back-to-back singles to start the 7th. Swing and a miss. Might have been ball 4. See if anybody's sent in an email. Still no emails. Not a big emailing crowd. Full Count Ministries, full count, breaking pitch, catches the inside corner for a Corson Fire and Security strikeout to end the inning. Backwards K in the book. And we are going to the 9th. The Rhythm need 1 to tie and 2 or more to take the lead. No runs in this inning, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left aboard. So going to the 9th. We'll send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Roosters looks good. Located over there on Main Street in Hendersonville. Kind of tucked back a little bit. Not too far away from Drakes Creek Park. Thank you to Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, our title sponsor. Todd Hundley Linda Hunley. Got some good treats over there as well. Some shakes and chocolate chip, chocolate chunk cookies. Whenever I'm over in the Rivergate area, I make sure to stop by and just to see if Todd Hunley's in the building. Todd or Linda or one of their daughters, Amanda. Not sure if it's Katie or Amy. One of them's working down at the headquarters in Atlanta. Got 3 daughters. All 3 of them working at Chick-fil-A. 2 at Rivergate and 1 at corporate headquarters. Gabe Jenkins looks at ball 1 from Nathan Bodenberg. On for his 4th inning in relief of Avery Starks. And he is the pitcher of record. That's out to left field. Back goes Andrew Dixon, but he's got plenty of room. Hauls that one in for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. Gabe Jenkins 1 for 5 in this game. Flies out to somebody other than Javon Andrews in center field. For some reason, Game Changer said that was lined out to the center fielder. I think they're trying to pump up his putouts. He did not catch that ball. That was the left fielder, Andrew Dixon. Catchy strike call there to Tate Dickinson, who's 2 for 4. Looking to see if he can pull with Rylan Moses, get 3 hits in the game. Takes breaking pitch at the letters for a called strike. Single had scored in the 4th, infield single in the 7th. How about another single and score again here in the 9th? Or you can find a gap or a line. Outfielders playing regular depth. And that is lined right at the shortstop for out number 2. Let's see if that put out gets sent to the second baseman. Rhythm down to their final out. Ryder Blanchard will come to the plate. 1 for 3. Nathan Bodenberg trying to get the victory. Bodenberg going to see if he can just pump strikes. It's nothing but breaking pitches, and that is in the left-handed batter's box for a called strike. I'm not dead center. I'm off to the right of behind home plate, pretty much right where the cameras are. Pitch in the dirt. Some of those are a good bit outside. Need a fungo to hit them. Definitely want to go to right field. Javon Andrews, the center fielder, playing Blanchard to pull. There's going to be a strike on the outside corner. And now the Rhythm down to their final strike. I didn't get my verse of the game in here. I'm slacking. I'm going to have to go with a quick one here. Swing and a miss, and the Rhythm fall to the Chiefs 5-4. As this game goes final. 1, 2, 3, 9th for Bodenberg, who gets the victory. Losing pitcher is Jim Douthit. He goes to 0-1, and Full Count falls to 6-3. Paducah will overtake Full Count in the standings. They move to 7-3. Our Full Count Ministries verse of the game is Matthew 7:12. Says, "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets." Matthew 7:13. Rylan Moses, our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. He had 3 hits in 5 at-bats, scored a run. He now has 12 hits on the season, and that .429 batting average will increase. And that'll do it from Paducah, as the Rhythm now have lost 2 straight. For General Manager Josh Carmen and Brooke Carmen, we'll say her birthday's coming up next week. Sure, she doesn't want that to be talked about, but last day of kids camp tomorrow, 9 to noon at Veterans Park. Hopefully all the kiddos will be able to get there for the final day. See what happens. This is Tim Reese saying God bless you, and thank you for watching another edition of Full Count Rhythm Baseball right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm Baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.